Once upon a time, a lonely woman wished for a child. A kind fairy gave her a magical seed. She planted it with care, and from a blooming flower came a tiny girl, no bigger than a thumb. She named her Thumbelina. Thumbelina lived happily among flowers, singing to butterflies and sleeping in rose petals. But one night, everything changed. A greedy toad saw Thumbelina sleeping and carried her away. He wanted her to marry his son and live in the swamp forever. The toads placed her on a lily pad in the middle of the stream. She cried, helpless and alone, surrounded by water. Kind fish saw her sadness and chewed the stem of the lily pad, setting her free. The stream carried her gently away into the unknown. Suddenly, a large beetle grabbed her and took her into the forest trees. Other bugs mocked her, saying, "She has hands, she's ugly." Ashamed, the beetle let her go. Cold winds blew, snow covered the ground. Thumbelina wandered alone, shivering. At last, she found a small burrow and gently knocked. A kind field mouse welcomed her in and gave her food and shelter. Thumbelina stayed and helped with chores, finally feeling safe again. One day, a rich mole visited. He heard Thumbelina singing and declared, "I want to marry her." Though the mouse agreed, Thumbelina was heartbroken. She could not live underground, so one night she ran away. In the forest, she discovered an injured swallow. She gently bandaged his wing and cared for him with love until he healed. The swallow said, "Thank you, let me take you somewhere safe." Thumbelina climbed onto his back, and together they soared across fields and skies. They arrived in a magical land filled with blooming flowers and tiny fairies. Thumbelina felt wonder in her heart. Among the blossoms stood a gentle prince, the king of Flowerland. The prince asked softly, "Will you be my queen?" Thumbelina smiled with joy. "Yes," she whispered. They were married in a celebration of flowers, music, and light. Together they returned to their palace, where Thumbelina finally belonged. And so the tiniest girl with the biggest heart found her courage, her freedom, and her happily ever after. The end.